The latest firmware update makes SmplTrek even better.
Freebie.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Today's patron shout-out goes to Crazy Wabbit. Thank you so very much for the support. Let's get started. So yesterday, Sonicware released a brand new firmware update for their SmplTrek Groovebox, version 1.2.86, and this firmware update introduces a couple features that are very, very cool, and I think will fix a lot of gripes that people initially had with the SmplTrek. It also, I think, proves that Sonicware is continuing to develop, and some may argue finish the SmplTrek, but they are continuing to develop for it, and it is just going to continue to get better and better. Of course, we had a firmware update about a month ago, I think, that unlocked the looper feature, and now we have this new firmware update that is really focusing on drum tracks, drum kit tracks specifically. So if you're unaware of how the SmplTrek works, you get 10 different tracks and then 3 global audio tracks. Now those 10 different tracks can be a few different types. If we click on an empty one, you can have a loop track, a one-shot track, an instrument track, a drum kit track, or a MIDI track. And like I said, this update focuses primarily on the drum tracks. So before this update came out, you could have as many loop tracks as you wanted, as many one-shot tracks as you wanted, within the 10, of course. You can have up to 3 instrument tracks, an instrument track being one sample that's pitched chromatically across the keys. But you could only have one drum kit, which essentially is made up of a whole bunch of different samples, so you can, finger drum like a drum kit. Now, as of this update, you can have up to 4 different drum kit tracks out of your 10 track total, which is really, really cool. It completely opens up what you can do with those drum kit tracks and enables you to do things like even put melodic samples on those drum kit tracks, so you're not as limited by the 3 instrument track option. However, that's not all. You can also finally create a drum kit straight from a chopped sample, which is a feature a lot of people were asking for. So making kits just got a whole lot easier with the SmplTrek. There are a few other things you can do. One cool thing is you can actually change the drum kit you have selected or chosen for your track, for your drum kit track type, while the sequencer is running. Super cool, can lead to some super fun possibilities. But enough talking, let me actually show you how this works. So let me go ahead and start off by demonstrating how we can have multiple kits. So let's go ahead and go to track 1. We're going to set that to a drum kit. Okay, let's go in and select a drum kit. Rock kit is already selected. That's the last one I was using, and I believe it now remembers, which is another fun little feature of this update. Cool, okay. Let's just lay something down really quick here. I'm just going to go... Whoop. There we go. Whoop, where's my hi-hat? There it is. And I'm just going to do 8th notes on my hi-hat. So many different ways to sequence on the SmplTrek. Pretty cool. Okay, very, very basic drum pattern, right? Let's go home. Let's go to track 2. We're also now just going to set this to a drum kit. Before, we couldn't do that. So now we can have multiples. Let's go in and pick our drum kit here. We'll just grab one of the preset ones. Let's just get the percussion kit. Just a bunch of auxiliary percussion, okay? Yeah, let's go into that. Let's sequence something in real time. Let's live play it in. Okay. I'm taking this sample out. There we go. Cool. So just like that, we've got multiple drum kits going. We could even do it a 3rd time. Look at that. And then a 4th time. We currently got 4 drum kit tracks selected. And as you see here, I try to add a 5th, and it says, total of drum track is limited to 4. So 4 is pretty darn generous when you think that Each kit has 15 individual samples, and the length of each sample per pad in a kit was also doubled. So if you're in mono, you get like 5 seconds. Super nice. Definitely long enough for a solid crash cymbal, which I believe that's typically like the longest kind of drum sample you can have. But let's go ahead and make a kit now because it's super easy. So right here, I've got the PO128 Mega Man. And yeah, we're going to make a melodic kit instead of a drum kit, but it's going to go into a drum kit slot. So I'm going to plug this into my input. Down there, I'm going to turn on external source. Sounds like I might have some effects on there, so let's go to the effects screen, or the mixer, sorry. And let's go down to our external source. There we go. Yeah, the send effect to that reverb is super high. There we go. Just go dry. Let's pick a bass sound. Yeah. Gonna go to sample now, so function sample, we can see. There we go. We do have a signal coming in. I have it set to auto at 24, negative 24, so if I hit A, so it's waiting for input signal. Let's go ahead and play some different notes. This is all gonna be one sample, then I'm gonna chop it up into a melodic kit. Okay, hit stop. Nice, I'm just gonna click save. We're gonna save it to the pool. I'm gonna name it 128 bass. Now, I could have just sampled one note and assigned it to an instrument slot, but I wanna show you how this works with a drum kit. So we're gonna process it there, right? Then I'm gonna hold function and press pool here to go back to our pool. We're gonna go into sample, we're gonna go into the pool. We are gonna come and find our sample, 128 bass. I'm gonna click on it. First thing I wanna do is normalize it. And it's actually going to save it as a copy now. I don't love that, but it is what it is. I wish you'd have the option to override, and who knows, maybe you do. There's a lot of features I haven't yet explored fully in this. So we've got that. If we go back to the normalized sample now, we can load, chop it, trim, time stretch, normalize, switch it to mono, reverse it, copy to project. We are going to chop. So we're going to go to chop. Now, we can either click A to auto slice or click this button here to manually adjust all of them. Let's just try the auto slice and see how that works. That sounds pretty good to me. So I'm going to click next. And now look at this. Create drum kit right there. We can also split the files. We can store these chops to the project, store them to a new project. Super cool. Very, very flexible. Create drum kit. I'm just going to click all the pads I want these assigned to. There we go. Next, save it to the pool. I could have saved it straight to the project we're in right now. I'm now going to name it 128 bass kit processing, and I believe it is now loaded into kit 4. Cool. Now, obviously, if I was actually working on a song, I need to be careful to sample the right notes in whatever key I'm in, but that doesn't really matter right now because we're just kind of messing around. So let's go ahead and sequence something. I want a 2-bar phrase, so I'm going to click on the pencil. I'm going to go length and note, set this to 32. Yeah, let's go ahead and roll with it. I'm going to let it play once. Here we go. Nice. I want kit 1 to be a little bit louder, so I'm gonna turn that up. And track 3 to be a little softer. There we go. And I don't have it looping because I just clicked play and I need to adjust my scene settings. Or we can launch clips like this. Cool. And then we can go in and we've got this drum kit track here we're not using. I can clear it, go back in, change the track type to instrument, Let's find a sample for it. Let's use the Sun keys that I sampled last night off of the VST Vital. Gonna adjust my envelope settings here. A bit of release. Also, if we want to just launch a whole scene, you can just click the scene launch button. I think I'm actually just in A. Yeah. Now what's cool is you can actually shift where you are on the keyboard. So we can actually have A here as our root. Go up an octave. There we go. Cool. Let's jam. Gonna launch scene 1. There we go. Just a little bit of the fun you can get into pretty quickly now with the Sonicware SmplTrek. If you have one of these, I urge you to just sit down and try to get a handle on the little quirks of where you need to go to find what setting. I know some of it's kind of weird, but at least for me, the more time I spend with it, the more I actually start to understand the quirks of the workflow. For instance, if I want to change the sample on an instrument track, I actually have to go all the way over to where it just says track 3 instrument, and then select sample. Select sample, there we go. Whereas if I were to load in a one-shot track, I can do it simply from clicking the pencil when I'm actually inside the clip for that track on the scene. Kind of weird, but the more you use it, the easier it gets, and I'm actually starting to like it quite a bit. I walk around the house with this thing because, again, we are battery powered, and it's got a built-in speaker. Very portable, very easy to use, and the pads are fantastic. Some of my favorite pads I've ever used, actually. Seriously, I've got a whole video coming on how fun and sensitive these are. So, of course, thank you to Sonicware, not only for providing me with this SmplTrek, which I'm absolutely loving, but continuing to update it via firmware. I can't wait to see what comes next, and if you have one of these, definitely dig into the new update because it's pretty cool. I do hope you found this video informative or at least entertaining. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. If not, you can always leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.